Jeremy wants some Hall and Oates. Jeremy, you're not gonna get chicks want some Hall and Oates. All right. If you want the ladies, you can't be a Hall and Oates fan. Trust me. No ladies like Hall and Oates. How dare you? We're riding with Biden. We're riding. Someone's got to come up with a shirt. It just occurred to me today. Abandon Brandon. How awesome of a shirt would that be? Abandon Brandon. I saw some guy with a shirt that said Abandon Biden. I said, no, it should say Abandon Brandon. Dude, that's freaking classic. That's why you come here, because I got it right there. You say, Josh, what do I do in the morning? I say, you SSS. You S, shower, shave. You know, here's what you got to do. You take a grumpy stillskin. You shower, you shave, SSS. All right. Then you go downstairs, make yourself some bacon and eggs. All right. And then you go off to your crazy old job. That's what you do. Abandon Brandon. All right. Dan's on Facebook. Right on, Dan. Appreciate it. All right. So we got what's that? There we go. All right. Hall and Oates, man. Hall and Oates is just the worst. Watching you, private eyes. What? Oh, didn't they like have some massive breakup? Those guys. Oh, private eyes. Watching you. Oh, so bad. I mean, just so bad. Oh, Pulverized says, blast on Peter Gabriel. Andrew says, I saw Sniffy Joe's proposal. I knew there would be either a long video or a live stream. Yeah, we'll get in that here in a little bit, Andrew. We gotta let for the people to come in, Andrew. Come on. Gotta let the people to come in. Sweet. All right. I'm betting on both. I'm comforted by the belief Congress will be divided if for some reason he steals it. No. We don't say anyone's stealing elections around here. You want to put me in jail, Andrew? It's all free and fair. Clean as the wind-driven snow, these elections. Clean as the wind. Come on, Jeremy. Now we're just telling fibs. All right, now we're just telling fibs. Jeremy says this Filipino lady likes Hall and Oates. So now Jeremy's like got a stuffed animal. And he's calling her his Filipino lady because there's no Filipino lady that likes Hall and Oates. Right? They just don't exist. They like the Bee. Yeah, they probably do like the Bee Gees. 100%. Jill likes Hall and Oates. Private eyes watching you. Ugh. The family man's here. The family man. Hey, Bruce. Make your bed every day. Key to having I don't know. That's what that one Davy guy said. I don't know, man. I find that to be a little bit odd. I think you should read every day. I think this whole thing about make your bed, that'll start you off. That'll show you accomplish something. I don't buy that for Tuesday. I don't make my bed every day. Well, I mean, I kind of do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I come up there when I take a shower and I'll put it together, but I don't wake it right out of the gate. You know, because I got to take care of the dogs. I got to make my boys their lunches. Got to get Charlotte a cup of coffee for her road trip. You know what I'm saying? And then when I go up there and take my shower, I'll make the bed at that point, but that's after I read. I read the Bible every morning. Like I only got 2 chapters left of Job. You make a mission to read 2 chapters a day in the Bible, you'll get through that puppy. I don't know how long, and I'm not saying you have all the knowledge of the Bible, but I do have J. Vernon McGee's booklet on the Bible right next to me. He goes through it, and I like that to kind of read what J. Vernon McGee talks about as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it just gives you some backstory that you're like, that you might have missed. I tell you, man, that book of Job, I don't know if y'all ever read that, but man, there's some serious good stuff in there. Serious good stuff in there. I think, what did I post today? That I was like, what the? So Job is talking to these 4 guys. There's 3 friends and another young guy comes along, Elihu. And they're all just kind of like, Job, blah, blah, blah. And Job's like, blah, blah, blah. And they're all like, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden out of nowhere, God speaks. Like God. Yeah, I was like, ooh. And can you imagine sitting there just griping to your friends, and they're like, you're all just griping, and all of a sudden God speaks. Ooh, I mean, that's kind of creepy. All right, so what did I post today about old Job there? Private eyes watching you. Let's see here. Did I post anything about that? I thought I did. No? Okay. I thought I did post something about old Job there today. I guess not. All right. Well, anyway, or if you're a Biden, you shower, shave, then they actually at the same time they poop, shave, and shower at the same time. Kyle says next to be Roth accounts to be taxed. She's a rich girl and she's going too far, but you know it doesn't matter anyway. You can rely on your old man's money. You can rely on your old man's money. Harry's in the house. Oh yeah, no, the books. I mean, Esther was Esther with Mordecai, Esther, all kinds of good stuff in there. Look, I mean, it's interesting actually. Sometimes you take a look at what the KJV says, KJV relative to the NIV. There's definitely some differences in there, and I find it. I don't want to get into it. My mom was wanting to buy an annuity. How do I tell her it's a good investment or not? How do you tell if it's good? It depends on what kind of annuity it is. If it's a fixed annuity, we know it's got a fixed interest rate, and it's no more, no less. And that's either a good investment or it's bad. I mean, it depends on what she needs. If it's a variable annuity, it depends on what kind of riders she gets to make it worthwhile for the fees you pay. If it's an income annuity, which I'm a big fan of, generally speaking, they're paying about 6.5% distribution yield right now. Can I say that's good or not? I don't know. It depends on the circumstance, but that's a big. It's capital gains and the step up in basis, which shocked me actually. I was shocked to see that. I mean, it's DOA, but I was shocked there. Mark Steffen, right on. There's Dan, Kevin, Josh. There knows a song for someone. That's right. Moonbase Alpha here. We went to the moon. We're baby boomers. We got grit. We went to the moon. It's weird. You lost the telemetry data. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Lots of telemetry data. And we've lost the technology, and it's too difficult to rebuild. 50 years goes by, and we still haven't been back. Yet every other place human beings have gone, they've gone further to develop it and to take the assets from that place, except for the moon. It's kind of strange. Very odd there. Huh. Kind of crazy. 50 years goes by. The technology is too difficult to build. And then some NASA guys say, we have a difficulty going through the, what the hell's it called, man? The, John Blank. I can't remember the atmosphere has this radiation. I can't remember what it's called. It was like, yeah, we've never been through the radiation. What the hell is that thing called? You guys know what I'm talking about. I can't remember the guy's name. The radiation. You know what I'm talking about. The freaking Van Allen, right? We got some, Van Allen, which I'm not even sure exists, frankly. But we've never sent anyone through the Van Allen belt, so we're working on a way. Like, whoa, what? You didn't send anyone through the Van Allen belt? No, okay. Oh my goodness, you didn't send anyone through there? No, okay. No making beds. Waste of time of more than a minute. Yeah, Huey Lewis and Hall knows. Actually, Huey Lewis is all right. We went to the moon. The first Motley Crue album was freaking fantastic. Too Fast for Love. That was killer. The second one, Shout of the Devil, was pretty good. Shout of the Devil. And then after that, they just sucked. Kind of like Metallica. The first two Metallica albums are good. After that, they just suck. Yeah, you got to read, man. So I'm drinking this. They had these on sale at Costco. Pellegrinos, and because it sounds Italian, it sounds fancy. These actually are pretty good. Dark Morello cherry and pomegranate. So top of the morning to you. So I just like the fizz, dude. Let's say a quick prayer, actually. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we just pray for all those out there who are hurting for one reason or the other, and particularly those that are hurting because their loved ones are not with us or the loved ones are sick. James, for instance, he talked about his dad having a stroke. It seems like he's back to get better, but still, we just pray for all those who are suffering right now, who are dealing with their own issues. We do think about them, Lord, and we know that ultimately we'll all be in a better place, but those left behind is hard. We just pray for those left behind survivors. We pray for all those who are just missing someone right now. We pray in Jesus' name, amen. Yeah, you see the comments. You'll see like this one lady posted like her mom had a aneurysm, had to go to a long-term care facility. It's just, you just hear these things. It just sucks, dude. Like it just sucks. I mean, we had I told you this like back right before Christmas. One of my wife's high school friends who lives down here, her daughter got struck by a drunk driver, dead, and it's just like, man, just remember those, you know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing you can do about it, but the power of prayer, man, it's absolutely legit, and that's, I mean, you don't have to believe that. That's okay. People, I don't believe in God. God believes in you. Yeah, so there's Celtic Spirit. He reads 20 minutes a day, meditate 10 days, and exercise 20 minutes every day. To get a Job, read your Bible. Yeah, get a Job, read 100%. Get a Job. We know Josh has dated some man eaters. She's a man eater. I forgot about that Hall Notes too. Damn, they had a lot of stuff, didn't they? I'm a man eater. Hey, Marie's in the house. You gotta love J. Vernon McGee. Yeah, dude, this stuff freaking crushes. Pooping while you shower and shave is the most efficient way to do it. That's just, I'd rather not think about what's running around Pulverizer's feet while he's in the shower. It was just like dropping bombs down there. Figurative bombs, YouTube bot. Figurative bombs. Pulverize like, you're like, oh. That's why you need to get a filter in your water supply, because you don't want to have pulverizers freaking, let's just say his leftovers coming in your freaking water supply. Not only do we not want fluoride, we don't want pulverizer stuff down there. That's just, oh my goodness. Dan said, or Drew God says, Josh, you have me take a positive look at retirement. That's all right. Right on, man. That's right on, Drew. Look, man, the numbers are the numbers, Drew. I mean, either they work or they don't. And but if you actually run the numbers, you'll find they work more often than they don't, in my opinion. That's just a fact. And one of the reasons is because if you actually look at real Social Security numbers, not what they show you in your statement from when you're like, I'm 53 now. My statement for Social Security, while it's nice, isn't anywhere near what my real Social Security benefit is going to be. I cannot believe how many people make this mistake. They say, I'm only going to get $2,700 a month in Social Security. And yeah, if I invest, all this, I'll have $1 million in my savings account. Well, one is being inflated with a rate of return. The investments, the Social Security, you haven't inflated that. You're using today's numbers. And it's a huge, I used to make this mistake too. And I can't remember how it was a while. It wasn't, I mean, I've been in the business for a while until someone said, nah, dude, you're making a mistake. They're not going to get $2,700 a month in Social Security. They're going to get a whole lot more than that. And when I heard that, it's like, oh, the Social Security isn't that bad after all. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. Yeah. I don't think Joe Biden has, I don't think they want to, I don't think they have, I just think they want to retain power, 100%. Yeah. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. All right. So remember, Matthew is basically Mark plus more, if that makes sense. Busy. Yeah, Harry, what's going on there, man? Running a backup generator now? Yeah, dude, stay safe out there, brother. Yeah, those people in Nebraska, oh, man, they're getting crushed. Eesh. Oh, man. Yeah, if you're Biden, you shower with your daughter. Yeah, what I'm saying. It's a Van Allen radiation belt, Marie. So what happens? This guy, Dr. Van Allen, had sent a Geiger counter essentially into the atmosphere to see what the radiation levels were. And this is literally, I don't know if anyone's done it since. I don't know. So ever since then, we had this Van Allen radiation belt to contend with. And I'm not even sure that. This is like in the 50s. And I don't know what they've done ever since. I just, at some point, it just gets boring to follow this stuff. But, and as such, they had to make plans to how do human beings escape the massive amount of radiation levels going through the Van Allen radiation belt. And then you hear all these different, oh, we did this. You're like, well, that's not what actually the NASA documents say. What happens is you start going down these rabbit holes, you just waste a lot of time. And just got to say at the end of the day, it's fun to do, but it does take, I'd never forget this lady, born again bride, and I've said this a million times, but I was really going down these rabbit holes because I actually enjoy it. I hate being lied to more than anything. I hate being lied to. I hate it. Just don't lie. You can tell me anything, just don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Because why do people lie? It drives me up the wall. But anyway, I was really reading deep on some of the fakery of Einstein, and I got tons of books up there that I bought, and then Born Again Bride said, Josh, you're a pretty smart guy and interesting that you like to read this stuff, but I wonder how much you're actually looking in the Bible. And I said, you know something, born again bride? I haven't looked at the Bible, and this is about a year or so, maybe a year and a half ago, for a while. I need to really start getting back on that. And then I just took it upon myself to start reading 2 chapters a day. Sometimes it'll be 3 or 4. Every now and again, I won't read anything. Usually I do. I'm pretty thorough on that. And it's just been wonderful. And look, at the end of the day, I got questions about the Bible, and I literally despise that everyone says my way is the way you get to heaven. And I'm like, I hate that crap. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting to read. I absolutely believe in God, and I absolutely believe Jesus was a risen Son of God for sure. You know, and I don't know if Jesus was necessarily divine, but I absolutely believe that Jesus rose, was crucified, or he died, was crucified, and rose again in fulfillment of the scriptures to open up the gates of heaven. But it's interesting. And then you read the Bible, like, it's the Old Testament. You're like, there's a lot of stuff in there that's hard to, as in this modern age. You're like, man, that's tough. But and I have a guy who's a client who's a seminary. He went to seminary. He's like, when you go to seminaries, one of two things is going to happen. You're going to become an agnostic, if not an outright atheist, or you become deeper in the faith, because reading the Bible is a challenge. There's 100% a challenge, because there's a lot of stuff in there. You're like, ugh. And our moral equation today, we're like, why would God allow that? I don't know. That's the thing. We're not God. And I just, a lot of human beings like, I expect God to tell me the answers. And God's like, I just laugh at you. All right, let's keep going here. Why would they suggest something like this right before the election to tax things? Yeah. All right. So there's Angie. I haven't seen you around here, Angie. They cross a designated they cross the Van Halen belt at designated crossing. There's born again bride right there, as a matter of fact. So born again bride, believe it or not, she's the person who got me reading my Bible again. And I was still Christian. I wasn't like going to Muslim or anything like that. I think the Sharia law offers some benefits that we really need to revisit here in the United States. And I don't like all these alpha males saying, I'm going to become a Muslim because their Muslims take alpha males seriously. I don't like that. I think that's a cop out. I do think there needs to be more strong Christianity, though. And there is still, and it's coming back inevitably, because women don't want trans men in their sports. You know what I'm saying? They just don't want that. Women want men to be men. They don't want trans men in their sports. They don't want unfiltered pornography, sex, all this stuff. They also want to make sure if they are victims of rape, harassment, that the perpetrators get held accountable. You know what I'm saying? And we got to go back to this stuff, dude. And it's not just a stupid Me Too stuff, because that was just fake. You know what I'm saying? It's literally holding people accountable who do bad things. And that men have got to take over this and say no. And I was talking to Chloe today. I vacillate between my like of the death penalty and against it. I just don't trust the government. They're so incompetent, and there's such a mob mentality that they can point the fingers at anyone, and next thing you know, you're freaking on death row. With that said, though, something's got to be done about these freaking cretins who are just raping, pillaging, and killing. You know what I'm saying? And I was listening to this guy today, this Muslim guy, talking about parts of Sharia law. He goes, we don't have roving rape gangs in wherever he's from. I said, because we execute. We don't send them to prison hoping that criminals execute them or shank them. We do it. The government does it. There's none of that Saudi Arabia. There's none of that Dubai. You see what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. Remember Singapore, that clown from America's like spray paint and stuff? And they put that clown in jail. You see what I'm saying? Even Putin putting that stupid, big Brittany, big Brit, if you know what I'm talking about, put him in jail, her, whatever the hell it is, in jail. He said, no, man, we ain't playing around with this stuff. And we need to have a culture that says, if we have rules, man, and if you violate the rules, you're going to spend time in prison, or you're going to be riding the lightning if you have massive amounts of negativity when it comes to rules. And I tell you, this is the thing, like men and I think they're coming around. Ultimately, I think a lot of men are starting to see the insanity of what's happening, and they're going to start, again, reasserting dominance. They need to. And it's going to be tough because you're always going to be laughed at, pokes like, you're going to be what they call patriarch. Is a patriarch, patriarchal, or who cares? I mean, just at the end of the day, this is what most women want, is for a man to take charge, to be in control, to be a leader, to provide and protect. It's just that simple. They don't want some freaking guy just like, I'm a male feminist, because they know that guy just wants to get in the chick's pants, dude. That's all there is to it. I'm a male feminist. Like, oh, they don't want to. And that doesn't mean you. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway. All right, so let's look at what we got. I did pass my GIAC Security Essentials exam last Wednesday. No one knows what that means, Jeremy. Talk English, dude. Speak English or die. Yeah, we'll talk about it here in just a second. GB Douglas. Look at my man CB. Jeremy, link up with CB. So CB, Jeremy's a young Army guy, a young whippersnapper. And CB is a retired Army guy who's in the Philippines. And I think CB and Prairie Mark, I thought, was trying to link up there in the Philippines. Got another guy who's moving to the Philippines, as a matter of fact. And his wife died, and he was married for a long, long time. So all these idiots who say, oh, like, who was it? My man, Finn McKenty. I don't know if you ever, Finn McKenty is a punk rock NBA podcast or YouTube thing. And I'm a big fan of Finn. I consider him a friend of mine. I interviewed him about 2 years or so ago. Anyway, his wife is Vietnamese, and Finn is unequivocally, I would say he's kind of moderately left. He's a capitalist, and that's great. So he's unequivocally anti-commie. And so basically they all these idiots on the because a lot of punk rock is just statist, statist commies. They said Finn McKenty is married to a fascist wife because his wife is fled the commies with their lives. You know what I'm saying? Her parents fled the communism with their lives. And they said, oh, Finn is like engaging in sex trafficking or something like that because he's married an Asian girl who's actually American, was born in America, speaks English. I don't even know if she speaks Vietnamese. You know what I'm saying? It's insanity. And all these idiots are like, oh, you're just going to the Philippines to marry, basically buy a chick. I hate that crap, man. I also hate men who go to Thailand to get with young girls. That freaking, you know what I'm saying, without question. Right? Yeah, that's horrible. And like Joe Rogan had some con on there who said he was, dude, it's just freaking, it's and I don't like Joe Rogan at all. What a scumbag, dude. Putting this guy on his YouTube thing, whatever the hell it's called, who was like basically saying I was buying favors from minors, if that makes sense. And they're all laughing. I said, dude, that's freaking just, you should be ride the lightning for that crap. Not even did you do it, but you're admitting it now and actually like joking about it. You're violating just freaking disgust me. Anyway, so people are like, oh, you're just going to Philippines or Thailand to buy a chick. That's what they said about Russia and all this stuff too. I freaking hate that, dude. So I'm talking to a guy, and his wife died after many, many years. And he happened to have a relationship with a Christian lady from the Philippines, a little younger than him. But they're freaking happy as a clam. Happy as a clam. You know what I'm saying? She's got like a crap load of brothers and sisters. And I wish people just mind their own damn business, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And this guy's like, dude, I had a good life with my wife. She was loving. I loved her. It was great. She died earlier than I would have wanted, but I'm not going to be sitting here by myself. I want a companionship with someone I love. His wife is crushing. It's great. I love it. I love that, man. I think it's fantastic. So whatever makes you happy, dude, as long as you're not violating people, if you can get some dude or some chick that you're like, I'm lonely and now I got companionship, that's freaking awesome. I just hate all these people. Whoa, what? Whoa. Vanguard is selling its individual IRA business to a vendor? Whoa. Yes, Bible shows, and one of the big flaws is always worshiping non-God. I mean, it's crazy how much God is saying, stop worshiping these false idols. All right, so I haven't heard this. So you guys got to make me, do I ever make plans for people? Yeah, absolutely, all the time. What was that here? Vanguard selling. All right, so here's Jeremy again. Acronyms, Jeremy. Acronyms. The GIAC Security Essentials is an IT sir. Jeremy, didn't I tell you, like when I was first on the Army? Yikes. Sirens are going off now. All right, man. God bless you, Harry. Oh, man. We're praying for you, brother. Everybody make sure you say a prayer for these guys in the Midwest. Those tornadoes are no joke. Keep us in the loop, man. So Vanguard is selling some individual accounts, SEPs. I haven't heard that. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. America's toast. Get the hell out while you still can. Uh, so here's Mark. Yeah, how dare you, Denise? Here in Pittsburgh, they just got a 17-year-old for 11th gun violation. And yeah, if that was you, Brian, as a white guy, they'd say you're going up to freaking Rikers. I know Rikers is in New York. I'm just using that. My man's 58. He's at full retirement age. Is showing $3,200. Are you saying that's not correct? That is a present value, right on it, Mark. That's a present value. So basically, you say, all right, I don't. What do I do in my calculator? All right, hold on. Let me get my calculator. I'll take you guys with me. There's my famous whiteboard right there. Gotta get my calculator, which is right here. Sweet. But by the way, there's my. If you don't have one of these vacuum seals, you are wrong. I use that puppy all the time, man. So get yourself a vacuum seal so you can buy, like they have standing rib roast again at Publix for $10.99 a pound. So standing rib roast is basic ribeye, you know what I'm saying? Then they got ribeye bone in for like $11.99 a pound. I actually don't like bone in. But standing rib roast is $10.99 a pound. You slice it up, you got 3 steaks for $45 or something like that, and you freaking just vacuum seal that, throw it in the freezer right there. It's the way to go. And like Publix had $3.99 on ground beef at Publix, obviously Costco too. But you buy up in bulk and you just vacuum seal it, and I got my little weigh. So I have my little thing for I weigh like 1.5 pounds of ground beef, or a pound, sometimes 2. So I'll kind of mix and match and put that sucker in that freezer. And the nice thing is, if the electricity goes out, I got enough like ice in there to keep it cold for a while. So we got enough. Oh, hold on a second. I also got an ice box upstairs, which is very well insulated up in the garage. And you throw like a blanket over that and just don't open it up. But and I got a bunch of ice. Like, so what you want is just going back to electricity being out. You want to have like those 5 to 10 pound thing of ice. You just put in your freezer, man. It's that way it takes up space. And if the electricity goes out, that will still provide you, especially if it's insulated, that'll keep your stuff colder for a longer time, for sure. And then you just run an inverter generator, easy to do. I mean, just your car engine is a generator essentially, as long as you have an inverter. I'm not going to get too deep in that. I've done videos on that, but and then you can keep your freaking your food frozen for a long time, as long as you got gas in your car. All right. So my man says, hey, I'm 58. So in 9 years, Marky Mark and the Get Fresh crew is $3,200 a month, present value, 9 years. I'm going to say 2.4% is your adjustment for inflation. That'll be worth $39.61 a month there, Marky Mark. 30. So basically, just say 4,000. It'll be worth, if you quit earlier, that might be worth less. It depends on, if you go to SSA.gov, you can actually see, if I never work again, what will it be? But because that right there is saying if you work until you're 67 years old. All right. So if you quit today, it's probably worth, maybe $2,900 in today's numbers. But it's not inflated because they don't know what the inflation is going to be, and they don't know your average wage index. So remember, up until you're 62, they use the AWI, average wage index, to inflate your Social Security benefit. From 62 and beyond, what they use COLAs. So AWI has been significantly higher than COLAs over the course of histoire. That's history for you non-French speakers like I am. Un, deux, trois, histoire. That's all I know. And guillotine. Anyway, so we know it's going to be $3,200 a month today. We inflate that at, I'm using a 2.4% COLA. But with average wage index, average more than 2.4, it's probably worth more than that. But anyway, either way, let's just say we just keep that $3,200 a month. I just saw it's going to be about $4,000 a month in future dollars, if that makes sense. Yeah. All right. So let's, so Rob Berger, the Burgermeister, Rob Berger, the Burgermeister. Supposed to be done at the end of the third quarter. What's supposed to be done? Oh, the Bruins on. You guys got to keep me on the look on the Bruins game too. Let's just double check here. Let's go see what the Bruins are doing. Come on, bees. So the Celtics just put a whipping on the Heat. That was pretty good. All right. Ooh, Oklahoma City beat New Orleans again. Let's see what this stuff that the Bruins are doing. Come on. All right, nothing. Oh, damn, the Islanders won. All right. I got to finish my news. I got a portable 13 kilowatt generator and have an RV. Yeah, well, Andrew, you know all this stuff. I mean, Andrew can put it all together. I don't know crap about nothing. So 62, because what they do, Jill, is they say you stop using the AWI at your earliest year of eligibility, and then they revert it back to 60. So when you're 62, they use your AWI until you're 62, then they go back 2 years, if that makes sense. Right, cool. Yeah, keep me updated right on Uncle Big Bad. Clarifying a previous statement, there's no evidence that Biden administration lowered tariffs on. That's funny. I bought a full house generator. Right on, man. Run by natural gas or what? Been watching you for the first time live to have you directly answer questions. Well, I always answer questions. But we always kind of get, look, man, I don't know what the hell I got. I'm just hyper guy. I don't know if I got ADHD, DAD, freaking, I don't know what I got. EMC squared. You know what EMC squared stands for, don't you? Einstein married wife. No, wait. Einstein married cousin twice. Einstein married cousin twice because old Al married his cousin, and he was hot to trot for his cousin's daughter. Kind of sick. All right, here's Celtic Spirit. Itch my nose, all the cocaine. I rolled all my Roth IRAs, so I hope not. They did sell my variable annuity to Transamerica. Yeah, no, I remember the Vanguard did that. That was weird. Vacuum sealer and Ninja. Yeah, dude. Gotta love that. All right. Biden's going to come after natural gas. There's John. Oh, my man, John. 9 working days till I retire. Look at John crushing. We'll take Social Security in August when I turn 70. Man, John's 70 years old, dude. And he looks like he's 95. Skeletor. But Jack. Remember Jack Skeletor? Skeletor was Jack. Friggin' crushing John. Look at John's kicking ass. All right. Yeah, so you guys know stuff that I don't know. All right, but I do know we can talk about the tax. So let's look at Forbes. So people, because I looked at the Fox News one, I know it's but Fox News, blah. So let's look at what Forbes said. All right, because this is nuts, dude. Look at Sniffy Joe. Look at Joe Manchin. Look at freaking Chucky Schumer. Forgot that guy's name. I don't know who those idiots are. They're all idiots. I can't stand these people. They're such liars. So who wrote this? Andrew Leahy. All right. Oh, he's a podcaster, writer, tax and technology attorney. All right. Biden's capital gain proposal of 44.6 comes with caveats and asterisks. So he's obviously trying to defend Biden. Forbes isn't the same Forbes as it used to be. I just want you to know this. This isn't the same Steve Forbes's or Malcolm Forbes's. They've gone. Man, the O'Sullivan Law, if it's not explicitly right wing, it will become left wing over time. Forbes is 100% proof positive of that, as is National Review of all things, because O'Sullivan was the publisher of National Review. National Review has gone left wing. Now, they're not fully left wing, but they're definitely not MAGA country. That's for damn sure. And as such, they're kind of left wing. If you did not support Trump in 2016, inherently you supported Hillary. If you supported Hillary, you were left wing. That's all there is to it. Forbes isn't the Forbes that you grew up with. I just want to point that out. So I don't know what happens to these magazines, but actually, I don't know this to be true, but it's I think people pay to get on Forbes, like they pay to get articles written in Forbes, so they can say, I write for Forbes. I don't know that to be true. I've seen some real crap articles written in Forbes, though. And when you would never see that back in the old days. You know what I'm saying? In the old days, you had Ken Fisher. You had, there's another guy, a Bond guy, Gary, I forgot that guy's name, Gary something. They just had some strong writers in the old Forbes. Bond guy, can't remember his name, Ken Fisher. There's a bunch of guys who are crushing. But they don't have that anymore. Now they just got a bunch of people that just, you're like, how did you get writing for Forbes? Like, I know a couple guys who write for Forbes. Like, that guy is in Forbes? No way. Anyway. So there's Sniffy, sniffing. He's looking for some little girl to sniff. All right. Much has been made of Sniffy Joe's proposal to raise capital gain taxes. The number bandied around is 44.6, which would be the highest formal federal caps since its inception. All right. The rate comes with many caveats and asterisks. The source of the 44.6 is from the revenue, general explanations of the revenue proposal. So it comes from the administration itself there, whoever this guy is, Andrew Leakey. The source of the 44.6 is a footnote from the general explanations of the administration's budget proposal. A separate proposal would raise the top ordinary rate to 39.6. An additional proposal would add another 1.2% for the net investment income for an income above $400,000. So if you have more than $400,000 in a non-earned income, you pay an extra 1.2%. Additionally, together the proposal will increase the top marginal rate to 44.6. Right. So let's keep going. Taken as a whole, the 44.6 will only come to fruition under a separate proposal from Biden. Okay, but either way, the Biden administration is saying 44.6 there, Andrew. And it only applies to those with taxable income above $1 million and investment income above $400,000. That isn't quite as catastrophic. Andrew, is it raising it to 44.6? Yes, it is, Andrew. So he's like, but it's only going to affect these people. That isn't quite as catastrophic, whatever that word is, as policy ship as referring to a blanket. No one was saying it's a blanket 40. I mean, I hope no one was saying it's a blanket 44.6. All right. The presentation of the 44.6 capital gain rate is a strategic policy maneuver, loudly shouting a startlingly high percentage while mutely ignoring the crucial aspect of income thresholds. The intent appears to be play on public sentiments and concerns. Okay. At base, such taxes obscure that the higher rate is couched in proposal. You're losing the argument. You're losing the argument. The policy proposal is more incremental than revolutionary, aimed at per a 21 White House release, American billionaires pay an average individual tax rate of just 8. Oh, that's just freaking stupid. All right, so that's just a dumb article. There isn't, at least in this proposal, any need for such alarm. Dude, you're dumb. You're a dumb man, Andrew, because I'm going to show you why there's a need for this right here, you freaking clown. Why are you carrying weight for these clowns? I don't get it, dude. You're carrying weight. There is a thing to freaking be concerned with. I'm going to share it with you. Oh, my goodness. You want to see what the issue is? Watch this. Dude, all right, this is good. They're losing the argument. So the Republicans need to run with this argument. I mean, because people don't want to hear this, that they're going to raise the taxes. But Biden proposed it. All right, so here's from Fox. Post from Fox. These are really dangerous proposals, says American for Tax Reform. All right, and that's the right-wing side, but I'm on the right, so read this up a little bit. Boink, boink. All right, let's see here. I want to show you right here. Sniffy Joe's proposal to hike the top capital gains rate to its highest level in more than a century is facing heavy criticism, as well it should be. All right, right here. Taxing capital, if you get less of it, taxing capital gains means less investment, it means less economic growth. I don't buy all that anymore. Like all these economists, I know one knows. But let's just go. All right.
We're Marcus by Goldman Sachs. We want to help you make the most of your money.
That's
why we offer a high-yield online savings account.
The last thing I want to hear is Goldman Sachs. All right, yeah, don't do that. I don't want to hear Goldman Sachs just saying anything. All right, so I want to show you some here. Well, look at her, Janet Yellen. She's so smart. Just look at her. Look at her. Wouldn't you want to go on a date with little Janet? All right, right here. Hold on just a second. Right here. Biden's proposal would propose an additional 25% tax on unrealized capital gains owned by Americans who have wealth exceeds $100 million. An tax on unrealized gains. That's freaking insanity. Insanity. Unrealized capital gains. Now, I am 100% in favor of a wealth tax. But to tax people who haven't made a gain on their property doesn't make sense. Well, how do you validate a wealth tax? You say I get it. It's kind of out of both sides of my mouth, 100%. But it's not explicitly a tax on unrealized gain. A 25% tax on unrealized gains. You know how stupid that is? That's insanity, man. You invest. But you have to have wealth exceeds $100 million. Okay. That means if I had a business that went from 0 to $8 billion, I have to pay 25%, even if I haven't sold the business. even if later on down the road the business falls in value because whatever the hell's happening. It's even worse than that. Yeah, and this guy right here says the idea that this is somehow going to raise trillions upon trillions of dollars is based on the notion that people will respond by not responding. Exactly. In other words, I won't actually change my behavior when faced with these higher tax rates. But it's even worse than that. There was something else in here too. I want to show you here. Right there. Hold on a second. Where was it? There's something else in here too. I was like, dude, it was on. Why can't I find it? Hold on a second. There's something else. I was like, damn. Businesses are able to provide their workers with tools. We're going to tax them and get less of it. So they put the tax further. There's something on inheritance. American dreams, highest proposed capital gains tax. Only pair with high state the group of the small, yes, small business owners overall new tax or substantial capital gains. Oh, man, I thought I saw something on the. Let me stop sharing. There's something on the. One sec. On the freaking, like, there's no step up. All right, maybe this was it. There's there was like no step up on transferring to inherit. Let me just type inheritance. Oops. I can't type. Inheritance. Anyway, something about the step up in basis that was gone. Yeah, right. Okay, here it is. It's just on the front. All right, sweet. Dude, this is nuts. I can't believe Sniffy Joe was proposing this. So right here, Biden's proposal would further create a mandatory capital gain tax on transferred assets for families when parents pass away. A mandatory capital gains tax on transferred assets, thus no inheritance when parents pass away. Yeah, that's not going to get the job done. Do you see that? So basically what they're saying is, and I don't know if that's for people with over 1 million, 100 million, I don't know what that is. But you start messing with step up in basis, that's not good. Look, if it was me, I've always argued. I said, I have no problem with wealth tax, none whatsoever. Elon Musk, without question, he was a beneficiary of government largesse. 100, and Jeff Bezos, 100% he was too. I mean, they got Twitter, all that stuff was CIA, FBI created. Elon Musk was getting major government money without question. I mean, even Robert Kraft, all these guys, I got no qualm with the wealth tax. And Robert Kraft is a clown. I mean, let's just put it this way. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's not going to give Columbia University any money, whereas all their anti-white propaganda for freaking decades, he didn't say crap. Yeah, watch out who you think is all of a sudden your friends, man. All of a sudden your friends is weird out. Where were you guys during the George Floyd stuff? What were you saying about white people during then there, Robert Kraft? Huh? But now all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, yeah. Watch out who suddenly you're siding with. You're like, yeah, I don't like these anti-freaking Israel clowns any more than you do. But where were the people all of a sudden like now supposedly on my side when the George Floyd stuff was coming on? Were they going after Duke lacrosse guys, for instance? Were they going after that guy from Lexington, Kentucky, or Covington, Kentucky, Nick, whatever that guy's name, Nick Sandman or something like that? I just want to know. Where were they when white people were under attack? Oh, they're nowhere to be found. If anything, they're protesting against white people. You know what I'm saying? Where were they when Oberlin College was being accused of not Oberlin because they're scumbags, but the little bakery in Oberlin College was accused of being racism? Where was the Robert Krafts of the world then? You see what I'm saying? It's just all fake. Who's the other guy that said, I'm going to stop donating money? Another big hedge fund manager. I can't remember. Anyway, I got no problem with making some of these guys pay up a little bit because they've been beneficiaries of lots of government stuff without question. Without question, man. I mean, they put these politicians in their pocket and they get paid. So having a little bit of wealth tax doesn't bother me at all. And I also have no problem with taxing qualified dividends and qualified dividends, long-term capital gains as ordinary income with certain people that make a certain amount of money. No problem. Nope. I have no problem with that at all. As long as the proceeds are used to go to Social Security. And that's where the Republicans, my goodness, it's like it's totally the Washington Generals. What the Republicans need to do is say, hey, You know, Sniffy Joe wants to raise taxes on ordinary Americans, small business owners. We don't want to do that, but there are some people who benefited from the government helping, giving them a hand to create their businesses. We want to tax a little bit more from them and put into Social Security, and we'll give Social Security a benefit increase. You got to take care. I've been saying this for years. You got to take care of your base. The base of the Republican Party isn't these rich hedge fund managers. They're not. The uber wealthy is Democrats. That's all there is to it. The base of the Republicans are small, affluent small business owners like your old buddy Josh, and working and middle class people. That's just it, dude. And those are the people going to rise heavily, heavily, heavily on Social Security. Oh, by the way, the base of your base is also a lot of teachers in Texas, Virginia, who are subject to WEP and GPO. Crazy. All right. Now, those teachers' unions are absolutely evil, absolutely despicable, 100%. But a lot of these states, red states, are right to work states. And as such, a lot of these people, these teachers are not being represented by the union, but they're still being subject to WEP and GPO. So the Republicans say, no, we're getting rid of WEP and GPO. Yes, it's going to benefit some school teachers in, I don't even know where, because New Jersey, they get big pensions plus Social Security because they pay into it. California, same thing. You're basically hurting your own base with promoting WEP and GPO. And this is why Republicans just drive me insane. The Democrats are good at helping their base. The Republicans, we want school vouchers. It's great. Opportunity zones for urban areas. You don't have any voters down there. I know, but it's good. It's good. It's good policy. Yeah, it's not good politics. Politics are what drive good policy. Good policy doesn't drive politics. You got to win, you freaking fools. And you win by offering people stuff your base wants to hear. So insane. Anyway, so it's mind-boggling. It's just insane. So anyway, what you do is you say, no, this is what we want to do, and we want this to fund Social Security. Because Republicans could slam Sniffy Joe saying he wants to get rid of step up and basis. And let them defend it. Let them defend it. So Sniffy Joe wants you to have to pay tax on the transfer of your house at your death to your children. That's what you say. Getting rid of the step up and basis. Me, if I'm doing the cycling or whatever it's called, let me know, because it looks like I might not be. I don't know. If I'm, what's the thing? If I'm cycling also, something like that. Yeah, 100%. Like kind of 100%, man. 100%. You say we're going to make sure that we're not going to have we're going to keep the step up and basis, so that way when you die, your kids can get your house tax free. A capital gain tax free, just like current law. Unless Sniffy Joe said that's not my proposal, doesn't. Once they have to defend the proposal, they lose. How do people? This is what the Democrats are so good at. You said they lose, and you say no, and I'm all favor wealth tax. We're going to tax. What I say, 1/2, 1%, 50. Was it 25 basis points? I can't remember what I said, but 25 basis points on all wealth for all billionaires, to include Donald Trump. 25 basis points. We're going to use that for a fund to fund Social Security. Then we're going to make long-term capital gains and qualified dividends subject to ordinary income taxes for anyone who makes more than $100 million or whateber it is. $1 million. I don't care. I literally don't care. We're going to use that money to fund Social Security. So that's good politics. And then we're going to raise the Social Security. And we're also going to increase the payroll tax by 50 basis points too, because you got to have some skin in the game. That's good politics, 100%. It challenges Sniffy Joe, puts him on defense, and then you're funding Social Security, which is primary job number one for Republicans because they're always on the defense when it comes to Social Security. We don't want to cut back Social Security. Then you have some idiot like Rick Scott who has a proposal that said, or the Republican Study Committee, that's a proposal that says exactly that. We want to cut Social Security. You're like, oh my goodness, you guys are so stupid. And they're going to propose that in an election year. And Kristi Noem's going to propose killing her dog in an election year. No, she's gone. You can't have a freaking vice president killing her dog. Y'all see that with stupid Kristi Noem? Oh, what an idiot. Like, dude, you don't have that. So you want to make sure that we retain the step up and basis. And this is such a good economic education for people who don't know. When I die and I leave my house to my kiddos, it transfers tax-free because of what's called a step up and basis. If I have a brokerage account, it transfers tax-free because what's called a step-up and basis. If I have a Roth IRA, it transfers tax-free, not because of a step-up and basis, because Roth is tax-free. I've already paid the taxes. If I transfer it an IRA, it doesn't transfer with a step-up and basis because it's in the context of an IRA, but it's taxes ordinary income to my children. All right? This is a great education moment. Thus, we should say, start looking at Roth, start looking at brokerage accounts as opposed to pre-tax income. I was talking to these people just yesterday. I have $2.5 million in pre-tax money. It's like, ugh. And they're going to have massive, massive RMDs, massive required distributions when they hit 75. We're talking $200,000 and $300,000. Yeah, it matters not what the true story is. It matters that she said it, that she shot her dog. That's what it matters. I mean, look, dude, politics are a bitch, man. Politics are about freaking, you don't just, yeah, after that 100%, Jill, could not agree more. She sold her soul for the NCAA, and how ironic it is because the NCAA is falling apart right now. I know what I'm saying. That's what pisses me off, man. Ooh, Annie, see, this is, look, I'm not a lawyer, not giving you legal advice. I think this is a mistake. Yeah, I don't think that's what the book said either, DB. Jill, I think the book said very explicitly, the dog didn't do what I wanted him to do, and so I shot him. He's like an 18-month-old dog. Not very endearing. Not very endearing. It just, anyway, ooh. See, I don't like what Annie did here. And Annie's a good, loyal viewer of this channel, so this is not a criticism, Annie. But when you make a gift, let me just draw this out. I think this is a mistake. Now, I don't know Annie from Adam. I just know she's been here a long, long time. So kudos to her. She's crushing. So let me just show you why I think that's a mistake. All right. Oh yeah, baby. Woo! All right. So Annie bought a house for. So let me go get my other camera, my other thing. And by the way, if you again, the minute you have to say I shot the dog because. The minute you have to do that, you've lost the issue. I shot my dog because. No. That's not. There's no because of it. I mean, you got to see right here. From what I understand, see, this is where you lose the argument. This is where Republicans are so stupid. They think they have a time to explain what happened, and they don't. They don't. The Democrats attack. The Republicans need to learn to go on attack at all times. And what you do is you don't say, I killed a dog, but here are the circumstances why I killed a dog. Because everyone loves their dogs. No one likes politicians. There's no excuse other than that dog was attacking a freaking BLM protester. Now, if you said my dog was attacking a BLM protester, so I had to put him down, the Democrats will love you for there. It's like, yeah, you're one of us. Or my dog was attacking a Hamas demonstrator. Yeah, I had to put him down. But if you say my dog was doing anything else, you lose the argument. Do I care much? Well, I care about politics because politics are what the policy comes from. Huh? Yeah, I do care. Because if we had Trump in office, we would not have these same discussions. We certainly would have a safe border. That's for damn sure. We certainly wouldn't have to be people with 11 gun charges being released in Pittsburgh. You see what I'm saying? I know, but Trump has nothing to do with the law. You don't think the federal enforcement of the law has something to do with the enforcement of local laws? I think you're wrong. If Trump was in office now, the country would be a different place without question. So yeah, I care much because these are the people competing to run with Trump as VP. And if we have an idiot like Kristi Noem, exactly. That's what I read too. No, Liam's not at prom. Cav went to prom last weekend. Liam's only a sophomore. All right. So this is idiotic, William. So people would rather, what? This isn't binary. People would rather vote for open borders than someone who shot a dog. But that doesn't make any sense. Huh? Come on, William. Think. I wonder if I could vote for someone who wants to stop the borders and vote for someone who didn't shoot their dog. I wonder if I could do that. Huh? It's a very binary. I have to vote for open borders or I have to vote for someone who shoots a dog. No, you don't have to do that. And then with Kristi Noem's stupidity or collapsing for the trans stuff, then we just know she's not long for the VP because she'll sell out. Did we not see Mike Pence? What happened to that guy? Folded like a cheap suit, man. Now, I don't want this guy for VP. He hasn't been around long. I'll take Flynn, too. Right on, Jill. Because Flynn he's got the metal to do it. He got railroaded. And I want someone to go in there and kick ass. No, Mike Flynn is not a bad choice, 100%. No, of course, Sniffy Joe didn't know what the hell's going on. He's sniffy. He just wants to sniff little girls and shower with them. All right. So anyway, let's go back to what Annie did. I can't. I mean, just idiotic. So stupid. I don't think so either. I don't think so. I don't think Chrissy Noem has any place. I mean, she's great job in South Dakota. I don't think she has a lot of street cred for the Republican Party. I mean, she's pretty, she sounds good, but I don't think I think she's too much of a Sarah Palin kind of type, which is sad in a way. But there's too much of that. And I like Sarah. I mean, I freaking voted for her. I didn't vote for McCain, but at the end of the day, there's too much that Sarah Palin-ish with Chrissy Noem, and so Trump's got one shot at this, and no one's voting for the VP anyway. I tell you that they're voting for Trump, but at the end of the day, Trump's got to get in there. Someone's going to kick butts and take names, dude. Kick butts and take names, and that's all we need. We need someone to go in there and say, "I ain't stopping it until the bad guys are sitting in Fort Leavenworth." All right, so here's Annie. She bought a house for $100K, we'll just say, and now it's worth $500K. She didn't sell it. I don't know what she did. I'm making that up. All right, so she has $400,000 of unrealized gains. Unrealized means she hasn't sold it to realize. All right, this is a house. The same thing can be for an investment portfolio too, outside of an IRA. No, Vivek. No, Vivek. What I'm saying. Not a senator. She'd be a congressman. She didn't run for Senate, dude. She ran for House. And Senator William. Nope. So this is what you guys are. Not you guys. You got to be better educated on politics if you're going to come to me. All right. So Christy Noem, we already have two. We got Mike Rounds in South Dakota, and the other guy is John Thune. All right, John Thune wants desperately to take over Mitch McConnell's seat as the number one Republican in the Senate. So the only way Christy Noem can run for senator is if you're the one of these guys retires, and Thune certainly isn't going to do it, and Mike Rounds is a clown, and so she'd have to either one of them retire, they're not gonna, or she'd have to take him out of the primary. It's hard to imagine the sitting governor of the state, going in a primary against one of the sitting senators of her same party. Not going to happen. And so she's going to be biding her time until one of those guys retires. Thune's not retiring, and I don't know anything about Mike Rounds if he's going to retire. Yeah, Thune is horrible too. 100%. Mike Rounds is horrible too. I mean, I'd much rather have Chrissy Noem, but she doesn't. I guarantee she's not going to challenge one of these guys in the primary. I guarantee, unless there's some real bad polling for one of those guys. Mike Rounds. Maybe they pulled Mike Rounds, and I don't know when his next time is up. I don't know. 2000. I don't think it's up this year. Actually, I'm not sure. I think it's 2026, maybe. Either way, if they have bad polling numbers, then Chrissy Noem says, "Look, man, I'm dominating Mike Rounds, and what will happen will be a backroom smoke-filled side roll where she says, Mike Rounds, you better step down because I'm coming after you." And then he would, because he doesn't want to lose. Anyway, so what would happen? But until that happens, Chrissy Noem is going to challenge one of these guys. All right, so her basically being governor, I don't know if they have term limits and governors up there in South Dakota. I don't know. But basically, her only shot is to be the VP, and she just shot herself in the foot, which for me is correct. I'm glad she did, because I did not want her being the vice president. Again, like my man CB says, give me some Flynn, 100%. Yeah, no, DeSantis needs to stay in Florida until 2028. DeSantis, no, we don't want Tucker Carlson. We don't want that. We want a guy who is railroaded, at least in my opinion, because that guy is going to have, because that guy shows the loyalty. We have we want the guy to come in there and says, look, they screwed me. I'm not playing. And unfortunately, Tucker is, I like Tucker, but I like the fact he's not a politician, but at the end of the day, I want someone who's railroaded, which is why I like Flynn mostly. Because he what's the guy's name? Peter, the guy you emailed about who does a Substack economically, who's in jail right now. That guy, I forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about. But we need to. Why would Republicans move to Russia? We like it here. We like it in the United States. You know what I'm talking. Anyway, so she has 400,000 of unrealized gain. All right. So what happens is Navarro, that's what it was. Yep. Navarro, that guy crushed. toothbrushes. Yeah. All right. So if Annie, if she gave this house to her daughter, put her daughter on the deed, in that case, they're basically joint owners. That means half of this unrealized gain would be subject to capital gain tax upon Annie's demise if her daughter sells the house. All right? Half, because half would be her daughter's and half would be Annie's. Now, actually, let me back up and explain how this works first. So if Annie dies and leaves this to her daughter, we'll say Chrissy no. Annie's the mom of Chrissy no. If she leaves it to Christy, when Annie dies, Chrissy would inherit the entire $500,000 house. She could sell it the next day, and that $400,000 unrealized gain is wiped away. There's no tax because of step up in basis, none whatsoever. All right, that's at death. That's at death. Again, Annie bought it for $100. She died when it was worth $500,000. That $400,000 unrealized gain is completely wiped off the map because of step up in basis. All right. Now, what Annie did, what some people do, and Annie did not do this, I don't think. What some people do is they'll make their daughter, Christy, an owner of the house along with Annie. So what's happening is they're gifting a half of the house here, a half of the house. So instead of $400,000 unrealized gain that is wiped off the mat because of step up basis, because of transfer, only half of that is unrealized. And the reason for that is because when you gift a property, what carries over in that gift is the initial cost basis. When you make a gift of a property, that cost basis carries over to the new owner. So in this case, Annie says, look, I'm giving you the property. Half of the unrealized gain will be wiped away because that's from me. The step up in basis is applicable to me because I die and I give you the house. But because you take ownership of the other half, that is part of your cost basis. It'd be 100, in this case, $50,000. Now, if she gave the whole thing, the entirety is subject to capital gain tax once Annie decides to sell the house. Now, if Annie keeps the house, it doesn't matter because she has her own unrealized gains. But if she sells a house, because the house is in South Dakota and Annie's trying to move to Georgia, she has to pay tax on that. Step up just means it steps up to the date of death valuation. That's what it means. So in this case, we got $100,000 is our cost basis, what we purchased the house for simplicity. It's worth $500,000. At the date of death, this amount steps up to the fair market value at that day. All right. So this steps up. So essentially, if Annie inherits this, if Christy inherits this property, her cost basis isn't $100,000. It's now $500,000 because it steps up to it. Exactly. You get the value. It means you get the fair market value at the date of death. But because Annie has given the house to her daughter, I'm assuming Annie's still in the deed. I don't know. But either way, she relinquished a part, if not the entirety, of that step up basis. Big mistake. And a lot of people do that because they want to make it so their daughter doesn't have to go through probate and stuff. I just think that's a horrible mistake. Harry's still with us. Woo! Good job, Harry. What if the parents sold the house to the kid at way under market value before death? Well, I mean, then Annie's got to pay the capital gain. Obviously, if she has, in this case, you have a limited capital gain, 200. Yeah, you have a limited capital gain. Why can't you do that? Why can't you sell it to? I mean, I guess the IRS would consider part of that a gift, but I mean, I think you can sell for whatever you want. I don't know. I mean, because maybe William's a lawyer here. Why would the IRS care? They say, oh no, you have to sell. We have explicit. Yeah, why would they say you can't do that? I don't get that. I mean, if Annie were to sell the house way under market value to her daughter, and Annie was able to and she had less than $250,000 of capital gain, and then she wouldn't pay any tax because if she's single, she has $250,000 of capital gain as long as she's been in the house for 2 of the last 5 years. That's a good strategy. And then I guess the IRS could say, well, it was kind of like a gift. Oh, okay, a gift. I mean, Christy doesn't pay any gift tax. Annie won't pay any gift tax. I mean, she'd have to file gift tax returns. No big deal, but there's no gift tax there. That'd be the way to do it, Joe. What I'm saying. She should have sold. All right, well, okay. So you're a tax attorney, and the IRS will assess your property, local property. Okay. So even there though, I mean, she'd have to pay a gift. She's making a gift to her daughter. That's no big deal. You know, even the annual exclusion. I mean, that's only what 16,000, 17,000 this year, but she has her lifetime exclusion is what 5.25, something like that. Yeah. Well, you could totally. You're just making a gift. Why can't you make a gift? You can absolutely make a gift. You got to file a 706. Well, 4 pagers, no big deal. There's a gift tax return due. File form 706. You're making a gift. It's not subject to a gift tax, but you have your exclusion, your annual exclusion on top of their lifetime exclusion. So yes, I mean in this case, it's not subject to any tax whatsoever. No gift tax, no capital gain tax for Annie, because Annie could sell the house. You know, as long as she has less than 250,000 of capital gain, no capital gain tax. Yeah, I think you're. I don't get it. Why would that be a gift? A gift is 706. We know there's a gift. 706 is the gift tax return. 100%. 709 is the estate tax. 706 is gift tax. Or 709 is gift tax. 709 is gift, and 706 is estate tax. That's what it is. If you get a 1099-S, the house will have a capital loss. Well, I don't get it. Are you working out? All right, cool, man. Either way, so what would happen in this case is to avoid all that is we just want to transfer a debt, essentially. Yeah, so we gave us, no, it's the 709 on a 709 because 9 is up. That's how I always remember. So remember the difference between a 709, a gift and estate. 709 is above, 706 is below. So this is how someone told me, some state attorney said, 709 is you'll draw a line. This is your ground. 709, that guy is above ground. 706, that guy is below ground, if that makes sense. So yeah, 709. That's some guy told me that a long time ago. So yeah, I always remember. So 709 is your gift tax return. Yeah, but even a gift though, I mean, people make a big issue about a gift. It's just not a big deal because you have a huge lifetime exemption on gift. And filing a gift tax return is just not that big a deal. So I mean, in this case, Annie ideally would have not done that. But remember, any gift you make of property, be it a house, personal property, like a house or a market or a investment account, the cost basis carries over to the person, the giftee, the person you're giving it to. So now what happens is Annie is essentially said, you're going to pay the taxes on this when you could have inherited tax free. Now there are some reasons to do that, mind you. I'm not saying don't. I mean, you know, you have a huge gift tax, your annual exclusion. Again, I think it's what 17,000 this year. But even above and beyond that, you have like $5.25 million of giving things without having any gift tax. So it's a significant amount of money, all right? But still, the cost basis carries over, all right? So in this case, Christy, if she were to sell the house, she would have to pay capital gains tax on it, the difference between the cost basis and what she could sell it for. It's giving a cash. So it's still the property from my losses are accurate. I don't get what we're talking about. I don't get what we're talking about that here. I don't get it. So you confirm your losses. I don't think we didn't say she's taking losses. I don't get it, man. We're not look back period. Well, nursing home is different, man. This whole thing is that's different. That's for Medicaid. And the nursing home stuff is your state that has the look back. So some states, and it's been a while, but I remember West Virginia, because West Virginia is a very poor state, and a significant portion of their budget goes to Medicaid. So they have like a 10-year look back. 10 years, crazy. New York State, the second biggest budget item is Medicaid as well, which is why Andrew the Killer Cuomo put all those people in nursing homes, because he's like, I don't want to pay for these people. You see what I'm saying? That's a big deal, man. Hey, let's freaking silent cow. What the hell, dude? Ooh, give me an update on the Bruins. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Come on, bees. I bet they're down 2-0. Let's take a look. Oh, they're up 1-0. Come on, baby. All right, come on, bees. Yeah, 10 years because, like I said, there's so Maine, a significant portion of Maine's budget, because where these old states are, Pennsylvania, where the old people reside, that's where all the Medicaid is. And as such, if you are trying to avoid to hide assets, you can qualify for Medicaid. The state says, "Hey, man, that's great, but guess what? Guess what? We're going to have to charge you because we're going to look back 7, if not 10 years." Are you doing okay? All right. All I'm saying is that if you purposely sell your home below market value, you are still liable for capital gains tax. All right. Oh, there you go. So, and this guy's, this guy would, he's a tax attorney. He would know better than I. So he says, if you sell your house, again, kind of going back to the whole issue here, it says oppose a long term as opposed to step up a basis. If you sell your house, according to William here, but we don't know who William is. He can say anything on the internet. And remember, William's the one who said Chrissy Nolan was going to, what is he saying? He's running for senator. But he says, if you do that, the IRS will still liable for capital gain tax. Okay, 100%. I have no problem with that. And that's, and that you still got the property out of your estate. You got to pay some tax on it. I actually don't think that's a good idea to gift it anyway, frankly. I don't. But I'm not an attorney. That's why I always tell people, you got to talk to your own legal counsel. Don't listen to me. I didn't study any of this crap. I didn't study law. And a lot of estate planning attorneys I've spoken to over my career, and some don't know their butt from the hole in the ground. Some are actually quite good. In fact, if you're very interested, my man Martin, the Jewish guy Martin out of Parsippany, New Jersey. Dude, I can't believe I can't remember this guy's name. He's got a great website and YouTube channel. I don't know if it's a YouTube channel. I can't remember his name. There's Natalie Choate out of she was out of Boston. Martin something. Can't believe it. Anyway, a lot of good stuff in there. It's fun. I at the end of the day, you want specific guidance on this stuff for sure. And I'm not the guy to give you the guidance on. But you definitely want to talk to somebody. The problem is, how do you know if these guys know what they're talking about? I don't have an answer. Maybe William could say, how do you know who knows this stuff? I don't know. I'll never forget one time I was dealing with this guy who's a big money manager at Boston. Not gonna name the firm. A firm I was fond of, then I became not fond of. Now I'm back to being fond of again. Real nice guy, and he was having a sizable estate. So we're like, dude, we got to do something to get some of this money out of your estate because you're going to get hammered. He lived in Massachusetts. Back then, Massachusetts only had a $1 million exclusion. And now it's got $2 million, but he had well above that. So if you die in Massachusetts, your kids are going to get hammered. Well, your estate will get hammered. We got to do some estate planning here. So his friend knew this estate planning attorney, and we got a conference call with this guy. And I just wanted to literally put my head in the grinder. I said, dude, can you just shut up and listen to this guy for a second? Not my client, the estate planning attorney. Like, he's like trying to show how smart he was. I was like, not again, the estate planning attorney. Just shut up. Listen, because he just started going, we should do this, we should do that, we should do this, we should do that. I said, do you know if this guy even wants to do all that? Why don't you ask him what he's trying to do? You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God. And for like 30 minutes, this guy just rambled it on, like, we could do this. I was like, oh, and at the end of the conversation, when we're done, we hung up with the estate planning attorney. I said, so what'd you think? He goes, I got a lot to think about. I said, yeah, you do. I knew he was never going to do anything after that. So I knew he was just so overwhelmed. He felt so stupid. And this is a pretty big money manager who's managing billions of dollars in money. And he felt by this estate planning attorney just like an idiot. And I don't know if he did anything after that. I was like, oh. I was trying to say, look, dude, you're in Massachusetts. You got $1 million estate tax exemption. That's it. And even worse with Massachusetts is this cliff. The minute you go over $1 million, it reverts back to the first penny. And it's just like, it's very frustrating. Everything blew except the hail. Blew over. Oh, man. I hope the hail's not damaging your roof. Connecticut has 6 or 7 year look back. The state lets a spouse keep a primary residence and 41K of the other spouse nursing home. Right on. There are other capital gains on trusts that pass on several years after the death of one spouse. You have to be careful. Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. I can tell you, Kristi Noem is not as popular as before due to scandal with her daughter. What happened to their daughter? How do you save a lawyer from drowning? Oh boy. Yeah, Levin's Goldstein and Krostowski. Is Martin cannabis? I think it's a 5-year. I don't know, man. All these states with older populations, man, those look backs are pretty significant. I gotta look up this guy's name. Marty, estate planning lawyer, and Martin estate plan. Right, I just had it right there. Martin. No, that's not it. Martin estate planning attorney. That's good. This one's Parsippany, New Jersey. What was that guy's name, dude? No, Marty Myers. Not Marty Lieberman. Right here. Schenkman. Marty Schenkman. There he is. I'm going to show you this guy. Schenkman. All right, so here's old Marty Schenkman. And I used to be very interested. I used to follow this stuff quite a bit. There he is. My man, Marty Schenkman. Look at that guy. He's so handsome. So handsome. And he's got so much stuff on here. I tell you, I learned so much. I don't read this anymore. But Practical Planner, this stuff is so much stuff in here, man. It's nuts. It's nuts. This is how I learned about Gratz and all this stuff. And man, I think he's got these webinars crush. Yeah, this guy Nimkrutz. I mean, it's like all that stuff. Slants. Overview of charitable giving techniques. Marty kicks ass, dude. I mean, he's just at Heckerling. We used to have a bunch of people. I never went to Heckerling in Miami, who would come back when I was. This is where USA used to be so good. We would send these guys who weren't attorneys down to Heckerling, and they would come back and just educate us on what they learned down there. And it was USA. Literally, you could not find better financial planners than what we had at USA. We had these guys that were just, and I was part of it, man. It was just fantastic. You knew you were like among the elite financial planners, and it felt great. It did, because you're like, it was fun. It was the camaraderie was fantastic. Everyone's looking out to help each other, help the clients. You know what I'm saying? It's like we had Natalie Cho come, we had Kitsis come. Who else we had? A couple other guys come. It was Natalie Cho came a couple years. We had another guy. We had what's the guy's name from Kansas City? Damn. My favorite freaking Roth IRA guy, CPA. Kendall? I don't think it's Kendall. Man, I can't remember. I was close with Christophe. Well, I interviewed a guy out of Nevada, Mark something, about IRAs and trusts. Look, I've always been like, my mom, was an accountant, and she used to represent clients in front of the IRS. I forgot the guy's name, dude. I just can't remember. But anyway, I can't remember the guy's name. But I've always been of the mind that always default to what you think the IRS wants. You know what I'm saying? So going back to my man Will here, who said the IRS will, where the hell did he go? Did he drop off? Right here. If you purposely sell your home for below market value, you're still liable for capital gain tax. I always default to that, to saying whatever I think the IRS wants, 100%. And this guy, I was like, man, I don't know, man. And look, I'm not an attorney. I'll let him. But, there's a cottage industry of estate planning attorneys suing other estate planning attorneys because estate plans got blown up. I don't know if it's still, I don't follow this very much anymore, but I used to follow this quite a bit. And it'd be estate planners suing estate planners for not doing proper estate planning. And I don't necessarily know that's happening that much anymore because the estate tax exemption is so high. But it wasn't that long ago. It was only $675,000, dudes. It was like literally 2003. It was only $675,000. Remember, life insurance is part of your estate, by the way. A lot of people don't know this. Life insurance that you own is part of your estate. Just remember that. All right. So that's just a fact. So it wasn't hard to have over $1 million or $2 million estate with just your home, 401k, and life insurance. It just wasn't hard. Yeah, that's not the same guy I was thinking about. I can't remember the guy's name. Mark, was it Mark Kohler? Is that his name? Mark Kohler? I think it might be Mark Kohler. Let me look up YouTube. I liked him. I just thought he was pretty aggressive, and that's fine. I don't like. I think it's Mark. COVID. Kohler. Got COVID. Yeah, Mark Kohler. That's it. Yeah, my man, Mark Kohler. Yeah, this guy. Dude, he's pretty, man. When I interviewed Mark, that's crazy. He's got 427,000 subscribers now. And when I interviewed him, that's crazy. See, and I like Mark. I'm a big fan. And you should listen. You should follow him 100%. He's a little bit more aggressive than I would be. The funny thing is, he's got 400 and he's got 5 times my subscribers, and yet he did this right here. Only 5.6 thousand views, 5.3 thousand views. It's very interesting how YouTube works, actually. 5.8 thousand views. Some get a lot more than I do. I'm sure he gets, look, 1,000 views. That's somebody else. It's just interesting. Some of these guys, some of these guys on YouTube have way more subscribers than I do, but they don't get as many views. It's very interesting, actually. Well, the IRS isn't stealing. I mean, that's the thing about the IRS, Jeremy. The laws are pretty explicit. You just follow the law. You give this Caesar what's Caesar and keep the rest for yourself. And I think the IRS, they got a job to do, which is generate revenue for the Treasury. And their job is quite simple. That I'm not saying that, my man Silent Cow, but there's another guy when I first started doing this. You can sell your home below market value, but you still owe tax at fair market value. There you go. All right, no, right on, William. Yeah, that's right on. That's a great way to put it, man. To word it better, you can sell your home below, but you still owe fair market. All right, so that's a good. All right, so let me ask you a question, William, because this is a great question I think about too. Let's say my house is worth $1 million, and my cost basis is 400. All right, so I got $600,000 gain. My wife and I have lived here for 2 of the last 5 years. So inherently, my cost basis for simplicity is $900,000. I sell it to one of my kids for $800,000. I still have to pay capital gain on that $100,000. It sounds like what you're saying. I hope that makes sense. So again, my cost basis, I forgot what I said. My cost basis was $400,000. I get the $500,000 exclusion. I sell it for, my house is worth $1 million, but I sell it for it doesn't matter what I sell for. I sell it for below market value. I would still have to pay capital gain on the $1 million on the $100,000 of long-term capital gain. Does that sound right? I don't know if that makes any sense. Yeah, right, man. Me too, dude. I subscribe. I about 450, and I just follow. I follow 5 or 6. And the only reason that's weird, man. I follow Outkick, the coverage. I follow Jason Whitlock. I follow my man Mark Dice, because they get my man Matt from Quantum Conscious. So I get my YouTube thing right here, and I just click on you see who's got the thing right there. So there's my man Ruin Leon, the hockey guy. Finn McKenty, follow him. Ruin Leon, you should follow Ruin Leon. That is funny. Ash Go. We'll chill you. Ash. Who the hell is Ash Gawanda? It's fun. He's a black guy, but he's like funny as hell. The guy's sense of humor is freaking fantastic. My man, I follow Kwame Brown. Oops, hold on just a second. Love Kwame. He talks basketball, but he sticks it to him. I follow Eric Dubay. If you want to have a different opinion of the world that we live in, Eric Dubay is a man. I follow Ryan Long, my man Anomaly, Brody something for his last name. I'm Not Norm. There's Rick Beato right there. There's Joe Kuhn. Look at Joe Kuhn crushing. Joe's a man. Who else I follow here? We got what was that? The hockey guy, follow the hockey guy, John Levi, Scap Attack. He destroys NBA basketball. Jim Brewer, Level Earth, Officer Tatum, Punk Rock NBA. There's Richard Vague, Curb Stomp Radios, my man Len. And I follow all kinds of guys. Mind Shock. Witsit Gets It. Jennifer Daniels. Oh, that chick. She freaking crushes. Jennifer Daniels, man. Discovering health through common sense, nature, and divine law. She's in Costa Rica. Scap Attack. Yeah, right on, man. I love Jennifer Daniels because she's in, there's my man Mark Ripito, Starting Strength. Quartering. Follow the Quarterling. Jericho Green. There's my man right there. Yes, it's Conspiracy. That guy crushes. Is he growing a beard? I don't really follow these. There's Dr. Boz. Rageaholic. Love the Rageaholic. That guy's kicking ass and taking it. I haven't seen a lot of these channels for a while. There's Scott Adams. Oh, Salty Cracker. You got to follow Salty Cracker, right? Nick Johnson. Love me some Nick Johnson. That guy's freaking fantastic. Is that a flip phone? No, it's from 2017, though. All right, so here's my man Williams here. I want to see what he says. The IRS will come with a value in an audit as only true if you purposely. Okay, so that's good to know. So if you purposely sell your house far below market value, you're going to get as a red flag to be audited. All right, there we go. Yeah, so we don't want to get audited, man. I have a good friend of mine who's a CPA, and she's as clean as wind-driven snow, and her husband's a pilot for Delta, and they got audited a couple of years ago. They don't do anything. I mean, they don't do anything. And she said it was like freaking pulling teeth. I just get ads for dates for Latinas and Eastern European chicks on YouTube. They must know I'm a single dude. Look at my comment above. Okay, there we go. There's a tricky situation. Hotep Jesus, yeah, dude. I love me some Hotep Jesus. Why are you always saying freaking black people there, Jeremy? Huh? What's up with that? Hotep Jesus, Young Ripa, Gothics. I follow all three of them, but I'll throw a white person there every now and then, Jeremy. Jeremy's playing. He's fronting. He's trying to pass. All right, here's my man William. All right, so that's a tricky situation. The IRS won't come for you because you sold it for more than you bought it, and the home double in price after fees. No difference between. I gotcha. I guess I didn't want to be that specific. I was just kind of using round numbers. But the gist of it, though, is you would have to pay capital gain above the $500,000 exclusion plus your cost basis if you sold your house below fair market value. Okay, that's good to know, man. Right over. That's good to know. So even though you're wrong about a lot of stuff, you're right about that. So good stuff. Look at Javier. Javier loves. What the hell would Javier love? What was Javier getting on me about the other day, last time? Javier crushes, but he was what was he getting fired up about? Javier, what were you getting fired up about last time? I forgot. You're my YouTube DEI. I'm Jeremy's white affirmative action, 100%. That is funny. Yes, Denver being Lakers 11. Yeah, Wild up by 11 there. Yeah, but the LA's up by 11, but they've been up every single game. Isn't that crazy? All right, so here we go. If your home is worth $1.5 million, you sell for $800,000, and you bought for $3 of their IRS will come. Okay, there you go. Right on. All right, so that we don't want the IRS coming after us. So, point being is, if you're trying to get the house, I'm not an attorney. I would have a hard time saying you should gift your house away. His channel is underrated. Whose channel? Oh, I thought you were joking. Martin Goldberg. Who the hell is that? Minnesota Crime. It's the beauty and fashion ladies that have it going on. Yeah, 100% they get done. Well, because they're chicks. 100%. Like, what's her name? Laura Chen or something like that? Smoking hot lady. She's pretty rabble right wing, which I love. I don't watch it. But I was on my Facebook page this morning. I was like, who the hell are these people I'm friends with? Like, just young, hot Asian chicks. Like, why am I friends with these people? I don't know who these people are. How did I become? I don't remember clicking on be friends or anything like that. I was like, what the hell? So I started deleting them. So there's no way I'm friends with young, hot Asian chicks on Facebook. No way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know how we became friends. I think freaking Zuckerberg just puts them on there. And as I said on my Facebook page, if you friend me and you're like in a freaking bikini or something like that, I got no friends who should be in bikinis. Just FYI, none whatsoever. I got no friends who are trying to friend me in bikinis who are younger than my daughter. None whatsoever. You know, I don't want to look at those people. I have no friendships with those people whatsoever. I was like, yeah, I don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. And then so I don't know how these ladies do it on YouTube though, with all these freaking snide comments. Like, there's a chick, like an Amazon commercial I came across, a pretty smoking hot girl, by the way. And I was like, man, the Amazon, the comments are gonna be bad. They weren't that bad. I think Amazon did a good job of deleting them. But there's a couple comments in there. It's like, dude, you can look at a pretty girl without like saying anything. You know what I'm saying? You can just look, say, I appreciate a pretty lady. But you don't have to say anything. You just put it in your head. Keep it in your head. It's crazy. LeBron, he's a man. He's a goat. There's a guy on YouTube, Devontae Mack, is on YouTube, on Facebook. Every day he posts stuff how LeBron is a goat over Michael Jordan. It's so funny, man. It's every day he does. It's actually pretty angelic. I don't know who that guy is. It's a setting in Facebook that auto adds people to ask to friend you. Really? I gotta. Oh, come on, man. No, John Levi has the best monotone. I'm going to show you John Levi. There's a setting on Facebook that will automatically add people. Well, I don't want that. So you want to hear you want to hear an auto show my man John Levi's channel. John, this guy crushes. I can't. I mean, it's hard to listen to because he's so calm and collected. I'm like, dude, John, you're gonna put me to sleep. He has great stuff though, man. It's fun. I very much enjoy listening to him. All right, so here we got. Yeah, so here's John Levi. Hydroelectric dams, elephant in the room. This is great. Old world discoveries, another brick in the wall. So let's check out John here for a second. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong.
So I thought that.
Yeah, see right here. So here's a hot chick. I don't know why that's. I mean, that's a commercial. I gotta hold on a second. I gotta switch accounts here. I mean, I tell my wife if she wants me to get views, I gotta show. I do need to go to therapy. It's called therapy away from you, lady. My goodness, I don't want you to be my therapist. Here comes John Levi.
The elements to touch on. Almost every site I look at challenges me with these different questions. Should I look at the impossibility to build such ruins? Sometimes not ruins, sometimes in great shape, but sometimes destroyed, damaged in ways that don't make sense. Our history, especially in Western North America, is very short according to the experts. And yet, even
anyway, that's John Levi. That voice is Josh needs sensitivity training. Or Lauren, I don't think Lauren Chen's. Well, I mean, look, dude, at the end of the day, if you're young and you're hot, the conservatives will, if you're young and hot or you're black, you're going to have a platform on conservatism, Inc. That's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a fact. If you're young and hot, like what's that blonde head chicks with Outkick? I forgot her name, but Lauren Southern's freaking smoking hot, but she stepped away from it all. She's like, I'm not doing this anymore. So kudos to her. Or Chen's freaking smoking hot. And it seems like though she's righteous because she's not, on the Daily Wire or anything like that. She's, kind of on the conspiracy side of things, which I like. Emerald Robinson, she's freaking smoking hot, and she's not conservative think either. So there's some pretty based, if you will, conspiracy guys that are smoking hot for sure. But some of these other guys are just grifters. I mean, that's just a fact. I don't think Lauren Southern's a grifter. I mean, because she stepped away from it. But I don't follow it that much, to be honest with you guys. At the end of the day, I've come to peace with Big Brother. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Owen Benjamin every day. So Owen Benjamin gives me inspiration because literally he was banned from everything. His wife owned a Airbnb in Saranac, New York. Hundreds of 5-star ratings because Owen Benjamin challenged, not genetic, like chopping off parts for young people. He got banned from everything, PayPal, Patreon, all that, and they kicked his wife off Airbnb. And he just was recently allowed back on Twitter, which is fantastic. So that Pearl chick is a grifter. Brett Cooper's a dude. Boomers want to be told they're not ready. Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, that's freaking John Levi, though. Conservative, 100%, dude. Conservative Inc. is totally, Ben Shapiro, my goodness. Ugh, I don't know who Pearl is. I'm not sure who that is. And it's probably just as well. All right. The average conservative view, they are more afraid to be waste. 100%. Javier. That's what I'm saying, dude. Conservatives just got freaking oh my goodness. So Ben Shapiro, did you hear what he said? I don't know how long ago. He says, the only reason I'm dedicated to the United States is because the United States is dedicated to Israel. He didn't say exactly like that, but that's the same context. That's what he said. Ben Shapiro. And listen to Mark Dice. Mark Dice he uses that quote all the time. Daryl Brooks, is that you? I don't know who that is. Dale Gripple. The only reason I'm loyal to the United States is because the United States is loyal to Israel. It's like, dude, that's crazy. Shapiro, I don't think Shapiro's a neocon. I just think he's talking about grifter, man. That guy's ugh. And it's sad to see Matt Walsh too, because I like Matt Walsh, but he I'm not red pill anymore. What was the other word? Black pill? Or I just don't really. I don't want to say I don't care, but I'm just like, I do care because I care about my country. But oh, dude, look at our politicians, man. William, our politicians aren't conservative at all. I just don't think. I don't think it matters that much, frankly. I think the powers that be get what the powers that be want. My only question about that is, why would the powers that be liberalize gun rights so heavily over the last 20 years? If they get all they want, why would they liberalize the Second Amendment? That's one thing I don't understand. So everything else has gone against, traditional conservatism, except for gun rights. Gun rights is the one thing that has stood the test of time. And I don't get it. It's just odd to me. I wonder why that is. And I don't think about it too much because why? Why bother? Why think of all that stuff and just not do anything? Is that you think black pill guys are doomers? Okay. Yeah, I'm not a doomer at all. I got 4 kids, man. I'm 100%. Love the money would be the grifter's downfall. They liberalized the Second Amendment, so the blacks going to decrease them. Interesting. Yeah, but were the gangbangers actually following the Second Amendment? I don't know. Most things online are fake. We have I completely agree. Yeah, they liberalized. The video I sent was to look at the underlying reason why men aren't marrying. The professor danced around the issue, but wouldn't dare to address a major root cause. Warren Southern left, got married, had a kid, and then divorced. She's now back. Oh boy, just like this bad. Jeez. That's too bad. I hate to hear that. Didn't she like hook up with Andrew Tate or something like that? See, I don't like these freaking. I think I already said this, but I'll say it again. Like this, you got to be like a Muslim to be tough around here. I don't like that at all. A lot of, I don't buy that for 2 seconds. I'm not at all anti-Muslim, not in the least. But the idea that like Muslims have the knowledge that we don't have, I'm just like, come on. I find the rich guy who's an Atlanta Hawks son who's funding all these crazy left-wing protesters. Apparently, he converted to Islam. And dude, if that gets you on the straight and narrow with the good Lord, more power to you. But I don't think it does. I think you're doing it like a lot of these guys as a protest. You're going to convert to protest. So basically, you're going to convert to Allah. Allah, remember, Allah is just the Arabic term for God. That's it. You can convert to Islam so you can show the West that you're serious about not being Western. It's not. I find that silly. I do. Yeah, you do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But a lot of these guys who convert, I think they do it. It's kind of like the same with these like these feminists. Not the feminists. Who was I thinking about today? I forgot. Someone's like, oh, this there's a band, Bring Me the Horizon, I think, that my man Finn McKenty was talking about, this metal band. They said, we want Jesus to come back so we can kill that mofo again. And all these Christians are getting riled up, and rightly so, but it's like, and this is an atheist band. I say, Christians, you got to understand, if these guys are truly atheist, they wouldn't have anything to say about you. They just don't care. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I don't care about the WNBA. I literally don't. I don't care what happens to Caitlin Collins, whatever that chick's name is, or Angie Reese, whatever. I just don't care. I mean, I think it's silly, but whatever. I'm not going to sit there and make all these, sayings about the WNBA when I just don't care. If you don't care about God, you're certainly not going to sit there and say all these anti-God things, if that makes sense. That makes no sense at all. So the reason they say that is to try to show how they don't care about God, but in their heart, mind's eye, they still do. And I don't know what gynocentric means. That was gynocentric. I don't get that. But I don't know what that means. Is that like women stuff? What's a 304? That was Jordan Peterson's daughter that hooked. Did she really? Oh, dude. Nah. I don't know what gynocentric means. Oh, 100% Celtic spirit. Baby deletion clinics are always in crap ears. It's not a coincidence at all. I mean, if you actually look at the foundation of Planned Parenthood, I mean, literally with Webb Du Bois, with Margaret Sanger and whatnot, the NAACP. I mean, just some evil, sick mofos, these guys. Evil, sick mofos. Crazy. Gynocentric means woman focus. 304 is a chick who gets around. Gotcha. It's Peggy. Yeah. Didn't that crazy guy from Jordan Peterson? Oh, jeez. Anyway, didn't that guy get the 304 my calculator flipped upside down? The crazy black guy who said he was queer. Oh, got it. You guys are all the cool kids. Didn't he get expelled from Columbia? That guy said, I'm going to kill you're lucky I haven't killed all the Zionists or something like that. These guys are silly. That's stupid. I'm so sick of these rich kids. I can't take the rich kids, man. It's so let's just put it this way. I know a couple whose friends' kids went to Columbia. All right. They're freshmen in Columbia. So this couple that I work with, very conservative immigrants. All right. And their children went to Columbia on basically full rides. That's how much their kids, the Asian tiger kind of stuff, but it's not quite like that. But the kids put a lot of effort into schooling. So their parents are very conservative, not at all liberal, not at all woke, old school conservative. Like they came here from a conservative country, if that makes sense. Their kids and they're not Muslim. They're not Muslim at all. Let's put it this way. They would have big issues with that Muslim demographic. In fact, their country has a lot of skirmishes with Muslims, if that makes sense. So hopefully you can put two and two together. But anyway, be that as it may, their kids go to Columbia, and guess what? They're now tenting out. And their parents are like, what the hell happened? Because our kids were conservative. We raised them conservatively. And I don't mean politically. I'm saying conservative from the old country. And the kids did a lot of work to get into Columbia on a full ride. And they go, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, they get brainwashed into going to these Columbia tent cities. Tentfida, what does someone call it? Like not Antifa, but Tentafida or something like I haven't started reading it, Carl, because I got a lot of stuff to read, man. I got so much stuff to read, and right now I'm just into the Bible, and I'm reading. Actually, what I'm reading is this right here. I'll show you guys. I've showed it to you before. This book, RIA book. This 730 pages from not Bill Bangin. What's his name? William Sharp. So I'm reading this. Every time I read it, I get an idea to do a video, and then I get another idea, and then what happens is I print off all these various links that I want to share, to read about. How dare you, Jill? Jill's getting drunk over there. Jill, you drunk? I've seen Jill drunk. Don't worry about it. Peggy, don't worry about those college students. They're going to be a problem until it hurts the Democrats, and then they won't be a problem anymore. Are you noticing now that they're trying to say, so you know it's a problem for the Democrats now, because now they're starting to round them up saying, these are not students, these are agitators, outside agitators. So obviously there's a polling coming out there. People are getting pissed and Democrats aren't doing enough. So now they're starting to round them up. And so what's happening is, well, what happened to BLM? How come those weren't outside agitators? You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't worry about it in the least. Now, what's going to happen is Chicago is where the Democratic convention is going to be. That's going to be a lot of fun. That'll be a lot of fun. All right. Giselle was cheating on Tom Brady. And Tom Brady. You think he's all right? Javier, who is not a grifter? I like that Aaron Clary guy. He's pretty interesting. I find him kind of interesting. Yeah, I find him. I don't watch him all that much. Carl or Pooping sent him to me. I don't think he's a grifter. Yeah, I don't think he's a grifter. I don't know. Maybe I don't watch that much of his videos, but the ones I've watched, I've enjoyed. Yeah, Javier just needs to tell us who is not a grifter. Pretty soon, Javier is going to say, I'm a grifter. I am. You should give me super chats. How dare you, Javier? How dare you? Many of the Antifa and BLM, like the rest of, yeah, but they're good point, Jeremy. Good point. But they're trying to say they're students. They're not students, but a lot of these people are students for sure. And they all should get expelled. They all should get expelled. Probably. That's true. Oh man, that is so true. He says two things that are true and builds his entire channel about that. Yeah, I don't know. I just Carl sent me a couple of videos on it. I said like, but I don't watch this stuff that much. Did you see where Biden may not be on because the time they held the convention is too late to be certified by Ohio law? That'd be sweet. But then the DOJ is going to come down like stink on crap on the Ohio election electors. They're going to put them in jail. You see what's going on in Arizona? I mean, it's like, dude, you freaking people, man. Hillary Clinton was saying this whole thing is so stupid. That's just why, look, I don't expect big things when Trump gets back in. Let me just put it this way. I don't expect much. You know what I'm saying? Because A, the president doesn't have that much power. B, I have a sneaky suspicion we could be disappointed. We'll see. I'm not hoping, but I'm not expecting. Look, I'm from Maine, all right? I grew up in the 70s and 80s watching Boston sports, and I didn't like the Celtics. So the Bees, the Sox, and the Pats all suck donkey balls. Anytime they went to the Stanley Cup finals, they lost. Or anytime they went to the Super Bowl against the Bears, they lost. Anytime they went to the World Series, they lost, all right? And then in the 70s, no one did anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Bees, they did, but that was before my time. But anyway, so in the 80s when I grew up, I said, no, you can be hopeful, but you got to be cautiously pessimistic in everything you do. So for me, I'm like, if Trump gets in, that'd be great just to stop the insanity. But do I expect a lot of change? No, I don't at all. I would love for it to happen, but I don't expect it. In fact, I think the Democrats are probably going to retain the House or get the House back. I do, because of gerrymandering. And I don't think that there has been enough in terms of making sure the ballots are going to be fair. I just don't. And as such, it doesn't need much. I mean, look, California's got how many 54 congressmen? You see what I'm saying? They gerrymander that to basically put Republicans have like 7 and the rest will go to California. There's no Republican congressman. There's only like 3 Republicans in the state of Massachusetts, and that's a relatively big state. New York, gerrymandered, Democratic governor, Democratic legislature. You see what I'm saying? Minnesota, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. I mean, I'm not expecting big things. I'm just not. So hope for the best, but don't expect it. Yeah, Steve Grogan, dude. Yep, Steve Nelson, Steve Grogan, Mosi Tatupu, Russ Francis, John Hanna. Those are all white guys. How dare I? Raymond Claiborne, Stanley Morgan. What's the guy who's got crippled? Darryl Stingley. Your Bees beat the Cubs 17-0. See, that's what I don't like about baseball now. Signing, yeah, well, I agree. Executive orders, yeah, 100%. That's what he'll be able to do, 100%. But then it goes away. Absolutely. Exactly. California can do it, but mail-in voting, yeah. But California, but Alabama, yes. Now let's see. I mean, I'm hoping for it. Sophia, we're already 2 hours in. Already 2 hours in. Sophia's like, I'm here now, everybody. Tell me what you talked about an hour and a half ago, says Sophia. Biden's trying to get rid of capital gains, raise capital gain taxes on wealthy people, get rid of step-up basis, and then and the other thing was capital gains, step-up basis. I think it's like a thing. I'm voting for Trump because, I mean, I got to. I mean, I'll never vote for a Democrat ever. The question is, after Trump, will I ever vote for another Republican? That's the question. Yeah, I didn't like that so much. I didn't like that at all, actually. Oh, look, Sophia. Sophia C. Plant says, "Hi, good-looking lady. Look, we're making friends here. We're making friends." Oh boy. Carl's got some snarky thing to say. Carl, jeez. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, my friends. I'll see you. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't, but you gotta 100%. And like at Georgia, I think it's gonna be tight, but primaries are the bigger deal. 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you just got to vote for the anti-establishment people every single time. If they're an incumbent, you got to vote against them. That's all there is to it. I had no party before Trump. I look forward to going back after. Yeah, the Republicans go 100%. I'm not going back to. Either me, William. If they go back to Karl Rove, Mitt Romney, I'm done with them. I mean, I'm literally will be done with it for sure, and they will ultimately because they're going to control things. They're going to bide their time because Republicans are part of the uniparty. They're good at biding their time. The Republican Party is owned and operated alongside the Democrats. That's just a fact. So, we'll see. All right, I'm going to get out of here, my friends. God bless. See you. Appreciate y'all being here. Peace.